Bonsoir tout le monde. For tonight's homework, we're going to continue our discussion on ER verbs and how we use ER verbs to discuss actions and activities that we do. Now, so far we've talked about the difference between a verb in the infinitive form, or the name of the verb, and a verb in the conjugated form. And that's when I change the spelling of my verb so I can use it in a sentence. And we've talked about how important it is to know how to do that. And now we're going to use two verbs in a sentence so that we can talk about whether we like to do something or not. So if you haven't already, please get your notebook, open it up to a clean sheet in Chapter 3. The title of tonight's notes is Verb plus Infinitive. Okay, so write that at the top of your sheet. So in French, when we use the verbs aimer, which is to like, adorer, which is to adore or to love, or détester, which is to hate, we can use another verb after those verbs and leave them in their infinitive form. And you know that when we say the infinitive form, it's the same as the word to in English. Here's our infinitive. Okay, let's look at an example. Il aime rigoler. So what have we done here? We've taken our verb aimer and we've conjugated it so that we can use it with the subject il. He likes. I've taken my second verb here and I've left it in the infinitive form. That means it still has the ER on the end. So it literally means to joke around. He likes to joke around. He likes to joke around. Let's look at another one. J'adore écouter la radio. I love to listen to the radio. See how that works? My first verb is conjugated. My second still has the ER on the end. So that's the infinitive. It still has the word to in it. I love to listen to the radio. On déteste travailler. Now remember, our subject on can mean we. It can mean they. It can mean people. It just talks about people in general. We hate to work. So do you see in each sentence how the second verb, that's colored in yellow here, is in the infinitive form, because it has the ER on the end, and I still use my word to. He likes to joke around. I love to listen to the radio, and we hate to work. Take a moment to finish writing that down, and don't forget, you can always pause the recording if you need more time. Okay. In a negative sentence, when we're making our sentence negative and we're using our ne and our pas, our verb sandwich, right? Remember, our verb goes right in the middle here. The ne pas is going to go around the first verb or the conjugated verb. Vous n'aimez pas travailler? You don't like to work? So let's look at that again. My first verb is conjugated, and it's inside the verb sandwich. It's inside the ne pas, and my second verb in the infinitive comes after the pas. You don't like to work. Vous n'aimez pas travailler. Are you writing this down? Don't forget, you can always rewind the video and watch it as many times as you need to. Okay, let's try it. You're going to write these in your notebook as well. What would you fill the blank in with? Take a moment to think about it. Je déteste les examens. By itself, that's a sentence that says, I hate tests. But what verb could I put here? What verb goes with les examens? Verb to spend time with. Well, if you said passer, you're right. So we're going to leave that verb in the infinitive. We're going to leave the ER on the end. I hate to take tests. Let's try another one. Go ahead and write this down. Okay. We like on the telephone after classes. Well, what do we do on the telephone? We speak on the telephone. Do you remember the verb to speak? Write it in its infinitive form. We like to speak on the telephone after classes. All right, here's one in the negative. Tu n'aimes pas dans un magasin? And remember, magasin is a false cognate. It doesn't mean magazine. It means store. So what did we talk about doing in a store? You don't like to do something in a store. What ER verb do you think will fit there? If you said travailler, which means to work, you are right. You don't like to work in a store. All right. Ils adorent. They adore or they love. They love to do something with DVDs. Well, what do we do with DVDs? We watch them, right? Do you remember the verb to watch? The ER verb? That's right, it's regarder. And don't forget, with each of these sentences, I have my subject, my first verb that's conjugated, and then my second verb is in the infinitive, still has the ER on the end. All right, let's try one more and then we're done. We like something the day at school. Well, this is that funny verb we talked about that we used to say to spend time with a test instead of take a test. It means to spend time, and that's passer, right? We like to spend the day at school. Okay, mes amis, that's it for tonight's lesson. When we come in tomorrow, don't forget, you'll have a small entrance quiz before we begin our activities. And don't forget, you can always rewind the video and watch it over again. Bonne soirée, mes amis. À demain.